I'm just going to come off the top of the head today. I see a lot of people making videos, talking about the Charlie Kirk situation. I'm sad that another person got killed. Not as sad as I am about all the children that have been killed in mass shootings in schools, which happened on the same day that Charlie Kirk got killed. That seems to be overshadowed because this man is obviously some type of hero to many. That's cool. That's your business. My thing is this: Charlie Kirk advocated for a lot of things that I don't believe in. For example, taking away the civil rights amendments. Yes. He didn't believe in women's rights. Yes. So I'm not for a lot of things that Charlie Kirk said and did, but I'm definitely not for a man getting murdered. Just like I said, don't matter if it's him or if it's all the kids that have been killed by the gun, which he advocated for and which he honored and said, hey, it's okay if a few people get killed as long as we get to keep our guns. So I can't be mad. He stood 10 toes down on that. On to other things. The news about the Alcatraz, alligator Alcatraz, is that DeSantis seems to be caught up in a scam. And the scam is this: all of the donors that gave money to Donald Trump seem to be reaping millions of dollars in benefits, and they've all gotten contracts for alligator Alcatraz. Not only that, but he was supposed to pay for it with FEMA money. Unfortunately, he never filled out for a FEMA reimbursement, which is going to put that on the tax dollars at an already tapped out Florida budget. I call that theft by deception. I hope they nail his ass to the wall for that, because somebody's going to have to pay for that if he doesn't get the proceeds from the federal government. If he gets the proceeds from the federal government, 9 times out of 10, he's going to have to shut it down. If he doesn't take the proceeds from the government, they're probably going to be able to keep it open, because the reason they're shutting it down is because it's a federally funded project and he didn't have proper clearance to do it. But if it's not a federally funded project, I believe there's some type of finagling that's going to go and get around the Everglades and be able to stay open for a little while longer, because it was never meant to stay open anyway. So what you got? You got a pop up, and everybody made about $500 million off the rip, and they're going to continue to keep this grip going for as long as they can, because they know it's going to get demolished anyway, sooner or later. I call that theft by deception. Period. Also, the way that Donald Trump introduced Charlie Kirk into the 9/11 ceremony, I told y'all about 3 weeks ago when they blew up the narco traffickers' boat, and he changed the name from narco traffickers to narco terrorists. That allowed him to obviously slide by international law and just kill anybody in international waters that wasn't coming from America or going to America. So that is definitely an international crime. But since we bully the international court, I doubt they do a damn thing about it. Just like they won't do nothing about Israel. They won't do nothing about Qatar, all of which are international crimes. Okay? So now that we know that, well, I said all that to say this: nobody is coming to our rescue. We have to be a part of our own rescue. We have to fight like they fought on Jan 6. Now, I'm not saying run up in the White House. I'm just saying we need to go that hard. We need to fight everything tooth and nail, because Donald Trump, I believe, in my opinion, is going to make the opposition party terrorists, Democratic terrorists. And sooner or later, he's going to try and make a certain sect of people illegal and to be able to arrest at will, because he cannot have another election. Keep that in mind. What is it going to take for America to wake up and see that the jobs, the tariffs, the whole state of America right now is on edge because of one man. What is it going to take? Is it going to take prayer? I don't know. I got a couple verses on here though for all y'all that do pray and want to lay down on that stone. Y'all go ahead. But I think it's going to take action. The prayers come from heaven, but the work must be done on the earth. Take action. Protest in any form you wish, choose, and be diligent about it. And last and finally, who killed Charlie Kirk? Now, my opinion, obviously, is going to be biased. But if I was Trump and I wanted to get rid of the Epstein, I would look at my biggest person that was rounding everybody up to talk about Epstein. That would be Charlie Kirk. Because at his last Turning Point USA, correct me if I'm wrong, everybody and their mama showed up to say Trump needs to release them files. And about 2 days later, after he got the call, 2 or 3 of them said, "Oh, I'm not talking about that no more," because Trump threatened to pull support from them. So even Charlie Kirk was like, "I'm done with it. I'm going to let the DOJ handle all that." But people like Megyn Kelly, Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, a lot of them, except for Steve Bannon, because he's in the files. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. Anyway, I'm just saying. All I know is the whole reason the files kept going is because every right-wing podcaster that came on Turning Point USA that weekend kept it going. I'm just saying. Y'all better watch out.